Well, hello, me chooks, Matt here, and this week I want to talk about the Quatermass Experiment. This is a new set from Hammer. It is the first. It is a trilogy of Quatermass films. It's got a bit of a long history. This box set is the first movie of the trilogy. By trilogy, I mean there's Quatermass Experiment, Quatermass 2, which is coming out in the future in another similar box set to this, and also X the Unknown, which is sort of a unauthorized version of Quatermass that was done with the same actor, Brian Donlevy, who plays Quatermass in this film, but Nigel Neal, who originally wrote the script and the teleplay for Quatermass, the experiment, he pretty much killed all that idea of that being named after Quatermass. So I don't know how he did it, because the BBC are pretty much bastards as far as it comes to throwing creators under a bus. So for some reason he got that. So X the Unknown is the third in the film with Brian Donlevy, but it isn't connected to Quatermass, if you know what I mean. So anyway, there is Quatermass in the Pit as well. That's a totally separate film. Totally separate film. But I really want to talk about this box set because this will probably be the last one in a while that I get. They are releasing they're releasing a standard release, which is just a fewer discs and without all the bells and whistles. I was hoping that they would also remove the documentaries. This is the major issue that I have with this set, is the documentary. Now, I'm going to be forthwith on this. I really enjoyed the Brian Clemens documentary that they did on Captain Kronos, the first one that they did of these sets. So I really enjoyed that. That was done by Toby Haydock. Now, this time around, Toby Haydock's done another documentary, but fuck me, I have no idea where the bloody hell any Nigel Neal in that is whatsoever. It's just... It's a hodgepodge of a documentary, and it feels very... but this particular documentary is more of an indulgence by Haydock rather than the history behind the film, unfortunately. And that's a real major disappointment. When I buy these sets, I don't want to know about people's life experiences with this movie. I'll tell you my life experience on what with this movie is, because I have a channel and I'm not putting it on an official fucking documentary on the box set. And this is a real indulgent on his part, where he's talking a whole lot of nothing because he has nothing to really back it up. It starts off really well. Like, you know, they use interviews that they've got with Nigel Neal, the writer and the creator of Quatermass, and where he actually gets the idea for Quatermass and that. And it starts off really, really well. And then it starts going on about Haydock and his time, remembering when he first watched Quatermass, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. Just get back onto the main thing of the whole documentary is about Nigel Neal. I don't want to know about your family. I don't want you introducing it to your family. That's nothing to do with this particular film. Do that on your own channel or something like that. But don't put it in an official fucking Hammer. This is the issue that I've got with them recently, is not just Hammer, but a lot of boutique Blu-ray I'm going on a rant now, by the way. A lot of boutique Blu-ray labeled companies, they've got nothing right? They don't really do the hard yards and the hard work to concentrate on doing documentaries. That look, let's be honest. A lot of these people are not around anymore. And so I understand that it's difficult, but surely you can do better than what you're presenting here for us to have to pay for. And this is all included in the set, the money that we are paying for this set. This set is not cheap. So I don't understand why we are even talking about paying for other people's documentaries on here that have nothing to do with the film but about themselves. I don't get that. Rant over. It's really pissed me off because I was really looking forward to it. I thought the Brian Clemens one was really fantastic. This, and like he talks to the family and everything in that, the Clemens family, and I thought it was fantastic. This just seems like a big fucking ego trip in this documentary, and it's part one. So that's part of the reason why I'm not buying part two. There's a lot of parts in that. But that's the reason why I'm not buying part two of this. It's just overkill now. They really could have done what they did with the Studio Canal release and put all the three films in this film. They know they could have, but they've tried to milk it for as much as they could. And I really feel that this is a real wasted fucking opportunity. They could have absolutely done a banger job. You're paying. I'm buying this for the movie, the 4K movie. But you know what? And it's stunning. It's really nice. But I think I'm going to stick with the Blu-ray in future for the next thing. So when I'm ready to watch Quatermass 2, I'm going to watch my old Blu-ray of this. They did do a really good job of this, and so this is actually one of my favourite Studio Canal releases that they did, because it was no, it doesn't have audio commentaries and all that, which this does, of course, with Toby Haydock. And I know that people aren't around anymore, but there are people that are historians in this field of Quatermass, and they even talk to some in the actual documentary what they can do. Some of them are just wafflers like me, but it's just a real disappointment. Into the film itself. All right, so a sole survivor from a failed experiment, or is it failed? We don't know. It's just an experiment that was unsanctioned by the British government, and they're a bit pissed by this. And anyway, Quatermass is the scientist behind it all. And the ship crashes back on Earth, and all the media goes into ape mode going, hey, how come we weren't told about this rocket ship that was launched and everything? The ship crashes, and it crashes into a farm field. The police and the fire brigade all show up, and also Quatermass shows up because it's his rocket. And it had 3 people inside. So anyway, the first half hour is really trying to get them out of the ship. And once they're actually able to get them out of the ship, there is only one person that actually comes out. So 3 went up, 1 comes down, and they can't figure out why. The suits are there, but nothing else. So just the people, just the one guy. Now the guy isn't talking. He's just saying, "Help me," and all this. So he doesn't talk throughout the entire film. It is what you would expect from a good actor, that they don't talk. They're not into talky talks with people. They just play a character, and this character slowly evolves. That he is in sort of like a catatonic state, so he slowly evolves into able to move around and that. But I don't want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't seen the Quatermass Experiment, but it's and that's not the experiment. The experiment was the rocket ship. So whatever happens now, Quatermass, like, as someone describes Brian Donlevy, the star of Quatermass, is that he plays it like a gangster. Whereas in the British, because it's based on a BBC television drama, which of course they totally and utterly wiped all the footage of. So thankfully we still have this film with those things. But Brian Donlevy plays the character like he's an American gangster as a scientist. So he's not very likable. He's on the borderline of likable. You're kind of like him, but then he's a bit of an asshole as well. And that sort of plays in the actual movie itself as well. But yeah, so that's pretty much the bounds of it. Once the astronaut escapes, which is inevitable, he escapes. Suddenly they're having to try and track him down, and not only try to track him down, but because also he actually can take someone's life force from them. This is the Quatermass Experiment. It's really nice. It comes with the box here. It comes with an inner box, which I do like, which comes with a poster of the Quatermass Experiment, postcards, a book, a comic book. So if you want to have a look at the comic book, I'm quite happy to. Beautiful pictures. Okay. This is the making of the Quatermass papers. This is the stuff I like. Not this drivel that they're putting out as documentaries. Because these things have to run the test of time. And it's just one guy's indulgence. Anyway. So this is the making of the Quatermass Experiment, the actor Brian Donlevy and his background, and it's a nice bloody book. It's well worth it. But $116, I don't think so. But anyway, here's the actual set itself. So I really do like how they've designed this packaging. So if you can see there. There we go. Look at that. That's lovely. There we go. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely? And then, of course, we have the... Oh, there's one more there. There we go. That's the wife of the astronaut. We have the astronaut. We have Brian Donlevy as Quatermass. And we have his doctor friend. And we also have the police inspector who doesn't believe all this guff. Science fiction. But anyway, so these are the actual sets themselves. As you can see, they're very nice. Each one comes with a different type to do with Quatermass. So you get 2 4K Quatermass Experiment, and you get the Creeping Unknown, the American release. You also get the Blu-ray of the 2. Now I watched, just to let you guys know, I watched the as filmed edition, not the widescreen theatrical edition, because they do cut off the tops and bottoms, but you know that. You're not that stupid. So, but this disc here is what I'm very interested in. So this disc here is actually the surviving BBC episodes, because they didn't get to wipe all of them. I'm sure they would, because it wasn't very PC back in the day, you know. But yeah, this comes with 2 surviving episodes, which I haven't seen yet. And it is just a Blu-ray. It's not in 4K. But to be fair, this is the first time that it's actually been on Blu-ray. It has been on DVD. I didn't purchase that DVD, but it came with all the earlier serials. So this is the surviving 2 serials from this particular episodes. So yeah, what did I think? Is it worth it? No. No, it's not worth it. The documentary, I know that I've paid for that documentary in the price for this box set. The documentary is, like I said, a whole lot of nothing. It's not worth it. You are paying for the film and the film only. And in future, that's what I'll be doing. I'll be buying the standard editions of these. But I, as a collector, I'm not going to I'm not going to support this type of documentary making. It has nothing to do with the film. If it has nothing to do with the film, I don't want to know about it. It would have been nice to maybe have a locations, look back at where the locations are. Some of them are cathedrals and so forth, but they couldn't even do that. And that's a real shame. And I feel that, we shouldn't be giving money to these sort of indulgences. And so this for a while, because I'm not going to buy the Quatermass Experiment 2 unless it's really, really cheap. I'm not going to be supporting these Hammer releases anymore. Hey guys, you want to send them to me? I'm all open to it. But I'm going to let my friends know that you sent them to me, okay? But I paid for this, and I'm not going to support indulgences. I could have made a better documentary. I'm sorry, I could have. But, yeah, unfortunately, not for me. I love the 4K, love the movie. But if I need to watch Quatermass 2 and the unofficial third one, I'm going to be watching this one. So just be forewarned. If you want the 4K, it is a beautiful 4K and everything. But is it worth the price? No. No, it's not worth the price. And with that, a little bit of indulgence in myself. Who am I? Well, I'm Matt Pott. And you all love me. See you next time.